Welcome to the Connecticut Challenge Yoga for Cancer Survivor video series. In this practice, we'll go through some poses specifically designed to help those suffering from or surviving cancer. These poses will help to strengthen the body and keep yourself healthy. Welcome to Mindful Flow. Let's come into Child's Pose. Let your big toes touch and your knees come right out to the edges of your mat. Extend your fingertips all the way up to the top of your mat. We're going to use this Child's Pose as a way to start to observe the breath and also observing if there are any tender spots in the body, especially around the hips, knees, and ankles. And just continue expanding as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. Let your head get really heavy into the floor. Try not to let yourself get too caught up in thought. On your next inhale, slowly bring yourself up into tabletop position. As soon as you come up, make sure your knees are right underneath your hips and your ankles are lined up to your knees. Check out your arms, make sure that the shoulders, elbows, and wrists are all in one line. On your next exhalation, draw the navel all the way in and round into the back. Breathe right into the connective tissue and begin to observe if there's any holding or tightness. And then as you inhale, let the belly drop all the way down. Take a nice big deep breath. Sit bones lift and widen, shoulders open. And then exhale, go back into your cat pose. And then you just continue at your own rate, matching movement to breath. Just let yourself go with the flow of your own energy. Try not to get caught up in what's right or wrong or how you look. Instead, just enjoy the flow of breath. After a few more rounds, bring yourself back into the neutral tabletop position. And then very slowly, we're going to start to use our femur bones to release the hips a little bit more. So start to press the hips all the way over to your right, and then push the hips back towards your heels, and then all the way over to the left. And then you can reverse direction. And you can continue going from side to side and then moving forward. Just let yourself enjoy this really sensual, organic movement. Bring yourself back up to neutral. And we'll start to do the same thing through the shoulders. So bending the elbows a little bit and rolling through the shoulders, use your arm bones to start to release any tightness or tension in the upper back, neck area. You can let your head just kind of loll around and enjoy it. Don't worry about the way you look, just enjoy the movement. This should be really sensuous and really organic. Whatever makes you feel good is what you should be doing. There's no right or wrong. Now come back to your neutral spine, let your big toes touch, let your knees go wide apart, and settle yourself back to Child's Pose. Notice if this Child's Pose feels much more spacious, much more available. Notice the flow of your breath. Perhaps walking your fingers out a little bit more towards the top edge of your mat. Widen your knees. Just let your torso nestle right in between your thighs. Slowly start to bring your knees a little bit closer together, and then roll all the way over onto your right side into a little bit of a fetal position, and then all the way over onto your back. We're going to come into Shavasana, and we're going to use our blankets. So I'm going to ask Norma to take her rolled blanket and place it right underneath her knees. Lois is going to take her blanket and put it underneath her head. And Sharon's going to put her blanket right across her hips so she has a sense of being more grounded. And Julia is just going to enjoy Shavasana just as she is. On your next inhale, extend your arms all the way up overhead. And then as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest and roll back over onto the right side, back into that fetal position. Use your left hand to press yourself up to sit. Namaste.